By education, I mean an all-round drawing of the best in child and man in body, mind and spirit. I have always felt that true textbook for the pupil is his teacher. With these words of Gandhiji, let us salute the father of our nation and all the freedom fighters for their sacrifice during the Indian freedom movement on this day. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning, thus paving the way towards innovation and excellence. A warm good afternoon to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome each and every one present here in this virtual platform to the final day of our online faculty development program for the innovation of academic excellence. With great pleasure and privilege, let me welcome Dr. Dejuti George, the principal of BAN College, who has always been enthusiastic in organizing the events of the institution to preside over the event. Welcome, sir. With utmost respect, let me welcome Dr. Jaswinder Singh, the principal of Sri Guru Tej Bahadur Khalsa College, University of Delhi. Having 34 years of teaching excellence, this distinguished personality is currently the director of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, established under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching of MHRD. Sir is also known to be the Executive Director of the Center for E-Learning. Let me warm-heartedly welcome you, sir, to this event. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Vimal Ra, the project head and the joint director of the GUARD TLC of MHRD. No one in this platform needs more information about this leading entrepreneur, without whose support and guidance this event would not have been materialized. A hearty welcome to you, ma'am. I am extremely glad to welcome the man behind the successful execution of our two-week program, the manager of the institution, Mr. Abraham G. George. Sir's undying support has been instrumental to us in reaching the final day of this program without a single glitch. Welcome, sir. Changes call for innovation, and innovation leads to progress. Yes, we, the executors of this online FTP, strongly believe that the past fortnight has ignited a spark of change and provided an entirely new meaning for education to you all. Let me welcome all the participants who made this event a grand success to this valedictory function. Thank you all. I welcome all of you once again. Thank you.
Rania Nair, the coordinator of AQAC, and the coordinator of this FDP, Shri N. Dear resource persons and my dear participants. 2 weeks faculty development program, all innovative practices for academic excellence, has successfully coming to an end. This is a multidisciplinary program jointly organized by GAD TLC of MHRD and IQAC Bishop Abraham Memorial College, Turithikad. First of all, I would like to congratulate the team of IQAC of BAM College, Turithikad for organizing such a wonderful program with the help of GAD TLC of MHRD. I express my special thanks to the Ministry of Education, Government of India, and GAD TLC of and its coordinator, Dr. Vimal Ra, for helping and encouraging us to work together. Thank you, ma'am, for using the GAD TLC platform for the current FDP. I acknowledge the presence of Professor Dr. Jaswinder Singh, the director of GAD TLC, and express my sincere thanks to dear sir. I express my sincere gratitude to GAD TLC of MHRD and the National Coordinator, Dr. Vimal Rao, for selecting BAM College Turutigarh for conducting this FDP. I appreciate the efforts of the IQAC coordinator and convener of this FDP, Dr. Rania Nair, Sri N. Matthews, the coordinator of the FDP, members of the organizing committee, and all other well-wishers for conducting this FDP with GAD TLC. During the 2 weeks of time, this program has discussed major areas of the theme like research for academic excellence, emerging trends in education, curriculum design, research publication ethics, etc. All faculties must has obtained a clear understanding in these areas. We are living in a digital world, and the government of India promotes the use of digital India for the adverse effects of COVID-19 technology. The COVID-19 outbreak has led us to a new age and revolutionary experience for students all over the world through digitalization and online learning solutions. I expect this endeavor has enriched the participants to enhance their academic excellence. I am sure that this will in turn enlighten the life of our students. On behalf of the BAM community, once again I wish you all the best, fellow academicians, in all your future endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Biju sir. Let me request Dr. Jaswinder Singh to give the welcome message to us. Sir, please.
First of all, let me express gratitude to Bishop Abraham Memorial College, Turutigarh, MG University, Kottayam, for inviting us to be a part of their program, which is the 2-week faculty development program on innovative practices for academic excellence. And this was a 2-week program from 18th January to 30th January 2021. I'm also grateful to the manager, Engineer Abraham J. George, manager for BAM College, coordinator Dr. Rani Nair for the IQAC and convener for the FDP program, my colleague Dr. Vimal Rao, and others, especially the participants who have joined in this program for a very important the innovative practice, which I am sure the resource persons have shared with you. We understand the national education policy which has been introduced recently, and the roadmap or the route for that is being laid down by the Ministry of HRD for its adoption. And we have also seen that the corona pandemic in the recent past, that is during the last 1 year, has brought us together in a number of ways, and technology has made it possible that we not merely share our teaching learning practices that we adopt in our institutions across the universities, but it has also opened up the possibility to know each other, to share our knowledge in our own basic domains, and also to explore the possibilities of having some joint training programs, both for the students and also for the teachers. As far as the FDPs are concerned, the faculty development programs are concerned, we have many purposes behind this, and one, of course, is that we cannot increase the knowledge of the teacher. All that is required in the faculty development programs is to bring the latest in the area or in the domain which is common to all of us, and also to train them how we can best share them. As far as Khalsa College, University of Delhi, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College and the Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, which is hosted here by the Ministry of HRD. As far as this program is concerned, we do have the mandate to train the teachers who join the profession, and we organize for them some training programs so that they are conducted properly. We know that in the higher education, there is no formal training which is mandatory for the teachers to join this. Even though they are PhDs or MPhils, sometimes they may be very good in their subjects. But I think to provide them the technical platforms, to provide them with the possibilities to share their knowledge is the responsibility of the training programs. And with this objective, the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya mission, Pandit Madan Mohan National Mission on Teachers and Training, these programs were introduced, and many centers were set up all over the nation. And Khalsa College was also one of the centers, and we have named after our second Guru, Guru Angad Dev Ji, this. And under this program, we were selected primarily because we were doing some work in the e-learning area, and that is that we were training the teachers to share their content, to share their domain knowledge through writing. We encourage them how best they can, whatever they are teaching in the class, how can they, design their own teaching and bring out the content, maybe in some typing form, and then we converted this typed version, their soft material which they provided to us into the technical through the technical techniques. We converted them into the e-learning material, and which is hosted on the UGC website and the Ministry of HRD's website. It is through the InflibNet. It is the EPG Pathshala program, and you can see many of the the content which was developed by us. And it is not the simple, the PDFs. These are the multimedia enriched programs which the teachers can, use in their own classrooms. The teachers can supplement their own reading material and provide the reference to the students. So I think one of the areas which is very important is that if we really want that the teachers, instead of writing merely the books, they should be more visible and they should be more accessible. One way of doing that is that to take their own writings in their own subject and convert them into a format which is used by many, which is accessible by many of us. So I think this was one challenge which was given to us almost 10 years back, and we developed the 4-quadrant approach while organizing our own workshop here in University of Delhi and Khalsa College. And this whole, the concept of 4-quadrant approach was evolved during that time. And when we successfully completed the content creation, in this process, we trained almost 2,000 teachers in different subjects, because there were almost 14 to 16 papers in each subject, and we had 6 subjects in which we were, mandated to write the content. So as a consequence, we almost 1,800 teachers we directly contacted to write the content, and then almost 200 reviewers. They were continuously reviewing the content that we were doing. And then our technical team converted this into, by using animations, by adopting other tools of multimedia, and converted this into this. So that was a very innovative way of sharing your knowledge, producing the content, and hosting it on a public platform. And looking at this, subsequently, the MOOCs, the massive online open courses, were also introduced. And the ministry, gave us the mandate to, prepare the MOOCs in 6 different subjects. Now, these are the 42 MOOCs which are hosted on SWAYAM platform as non-credit courses, and any teacher, any student at any time can access these MOOCs, and they can use in whatever way they can in their classrooms, and they can also, if, especially it is very helpful to those teachers who are writing books or who are doing some theoretical work in their own way. And there are certain subjects in each discipline which requires continuous upgradation, and we will accept the challenge to upgrade that content also. For instance, in commerce and economics, where updating of the data is required, I think that is another way where the teachers can collaborate with us, and we can do that. And looking at that success, the ministry asked us to train the teachers in this area, and that is how the Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center came into existence. We have contributed to the modules which were specifically designed to train the teachers, especially in the ICT area, where they can adopt the methods, use them effectively in the classroom, and interact very constructively with the students. So, even if there is no pandemic, the teacher can upload their lectures. The teachers can, have their own discussion forums. The teachers can share they can accept the assignments of the students, and they can continuously assess the students. So, teaching is one part, but I think interacting and, developing the analytical skills in each paper is another challenge for the teachers, that the students should not merely be given the content. We have to assess whether they have learned adequately or not. So when the CBCS was adopted by the University Grants Commission almost 10 years back, not 10 years, I think 6-7 years back, we contributed to that also. And the content was designed in such a way that the assessment process was incorporated in these modules. So I think this is another way, which provides flexibility to the teachers, that how best they can assess first the students can assess themselves, and then there are certain assessment tools which the teachers can use to compile the assessment of each student, whether they have learned to that level or not. So the learning or assessment of the learning outcomes is very, very essential, and this is the focus of the National Education Policy 2020 also. And further, we were after this job was given to us, the Ministry of Education resolved that there should be certain subject-specific refresher programs. That is how the ARPAT came into existence, Annual Refresher Program and Teaching. And again, looking at the expertise that we had and looking at the way we were doing the work, we were giving the National Resource Center in chemistry. And Professor Bakshi and Dr. Vimal Raj, along with Professor Ved Prakash, who is a man of chemistry, and many prominent scientists in the area of chemistry, we requested them to contribute in this endeavor, in this national endeavor, and that is how we were able to deliver, I think, 2 ARPIT programs so far in chemistry. So this is, this is in a way, and in those ARPIT programs, the assessment of the teachers, whether learned anything out of that, whether they were actively engaged in that annual refresher program or not, it was the tools were inbuilt, and the AICTE, the All India Council of Technical Education, they were given the responsibility to assess the teachers in each ARPIT program. So that again, I think our center had the highest number of participants in that, and also the teachers, the number of teachers qualifying, their assessment again was highest as far as our center is concerned. So what I'm saying is that there are areas whereby, there are methods, there are ways which provides the teachers adequate training, that how best they can deliver in the class. Each teacher may have his own pedagogy, he may have his own skills. He feels that his teachers should be, or his students should be trained in his own way. So this technology, our training programs, they allow this flexibility that the teachers uh, should be able to express their views the way they wish to. And these days, this is the era of hybrid learning. The universities and colleges and schools are reopening, and now the teaching style, the teaching challenges are going to be different. The teachers, since the students and the teachers, they have got used to the ICT tools. I think that the teachers will feel it much more convenient to share before they to share their lecture, or to share at least the background of what they are going to teach in the class. So this is going to be much more effective. And while taking the class face to face, the teacher can be more interactive. He or she can have more mentoring in the class. So therefore, because the class is not on a uniform scale, there are differential groups. There are different, there are students with different learning abilities, and this technology, this training affords us to be accessible to all these types of students. So therefore, I think uh, all these are the areas. Again, the national education policy, if you look at it, it mandates that the teachers should be regularly trained. It is very difficult to train the teachers. All that is important is that the new tools which can help the teachers deliver in a much more effective way, that should be shared with the teachers. And also, if the teachers think that the pedagogical style has to be different, then our training programs, our classroom atmosphere should provide adequate facility for this. And this is what is required. And then the assessments, these are very important. The UGC and the National Education Policy emphasizes National Credit Bank. So the students, the style of higher education is going to be different now. Many of the students may be earning the credits from different universities. They will be accumulating in a credit bank, and from the parent university, once they accumulate adequate number of credits, with proper assessment, they can apply for the degree from the parent university. This is perhaps going to be the roadmap, and this is how the government of India intends to raise the gross enrollment ratio from currently 26% to 50% by 2015. So I think these are very important areas. And then the concept of multidisciplinarity. Earlier or so far we have remained in our own disciplines. There are, of course, the students or the teachers of economics may be, combining the mathematics teaching as well. These teachers of physics may be combining the teaching of mathematics and computer science, but it was not as extensive. No, the choice is going to be that of the students. There are going to be the majors and minors, and the students, once they choose, it will depend upon the institution to accept those charges and allow this multidisciplinarity, which is going to be a permanent feature of this. And this is, I think, required also, that rather than remaining in watertight subject compartments, we should allow the students to this. And we will have to find the innovative ways. We will have to find the new practices which will be evolving over a period of time. And this is possible. We can meet these challenges only when we combine our efforts, only when we share our knowledge. And Khalsa College would be too grateful. Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center will be a platform where we shall be, inviting our teachers all over the nation to share their difficulties with us, and also, we shall be sharing our difficulties with them, and we can evolve jointly. We can, face these challenges, and also we can meet the national challenges. Again, there are many areas. For instance, the research is very important for any teacher. At any stage, I don't think teaching alone is sufficient. So many of us are regularly engaged in the teaching efforts. I think the present technology, the present programs. They also make it possible to have joint research programs. Uh, for instance, the teachers and students in the northern India may not be knowing much about the cropping patterns and the coastal regions in the south. Similarly, many students may not be knowing what is happening in Europe and what kind of the subjects are taught there, how the problems are handled there. So this approach, this flexibility will allow us, and or we will have to adopt the new practice to allow these joint projects. And I think the project based learning is again going to be a permanent feature of our teaching learning process in the higher education. And I think all these areas, they will open us great possibilities for us. So Khalsa College and the University of Delhi are open to this, and I'm sure the faculty in BM College and the principal, Dr. George, will permit us to have the interaction with these teachers, and we would like that this association should continue in future also. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts with your faculty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your nice words. Now, let me proudly announce that we are going to witness the official launching of the book authored by Mr. N. Matthews, Assistant Professor in Physics, BAM College, and the coordinator of this FDP. Sir truly deserves words of appreciation for understanding and bringing out the underlying facts and magics of physics through his new publication. This book is a simple presentation of the principles behind the working of measurement instruments, transducers, and control systems, which are the components of instrumentation systems. With extreme pleasure, I request our college manager, Mr. Abraham J. George, to officially release the book. Sir, please.
Thank you, Rani. My personal thank you to all made our FDP program a success, and it's my pleasure to release the book on instrumentation written by Professor N. Matthews. Hence, it presented me a copy of this book, and I had the opportunity to speed read through it, and I found that he has done an excellent job of presenting the concept of measurements and detailing the various instruments. As an electrical engineer, I do understand the effort ENS has taken in presenting the material very precisely, clearly, and in a way very easy to understand. I'm always amazed at his energy and the ability to work hard and accomplish every task he is involved with. I commend ENS in writing and publishing this book, and I'm sure it will be very helpful to many. I wish him all success and encourage him to continue in the effort of writing and publishing many more books, along with every other activity he is involved with. And I officially would like to release this book this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Congratulations for publishing this book, and thank you very much for releasing on this occasion.
Thank you, sir. Now we are eagerly waiting for the concluding remarks from the supporter, the mentor who made this program a great success, Dr. Vimal Ram.
Good afternoon, everyone. Most respected Dr. Biju T. George, Principal, BAM College. Most respected Dr. Jaswinder Singh, Principal, SCTP Khalsa College, University of Delhi, and Director, JADTLC. And very respected Engineer Abraham J. George, Manager, BAM College. Dr. Rani Nair, Coordinator, IQAC, and other very eminent academicians from this collaborating college with us, Bishop Abraham Memorial College, and above all, my all dear colleagues who have joined as participants in this 2 week program on innovative practices for academic excellence. So, first of all, I would like to pay my gratitude to this college who has gone ahead with one more feather in both of our caps as completing this program. And congratulations to the entire organizing team from BM College as well as all the participants who have completed this course. And as the title says, it is innovative practices for academic excellence. And who better than us as teachers can do serious efforts to achieve this? As our group always says, that it is the teachers who make efforts, and then that's where the institutions are built. And it is not by a single teacher, it is the generation of teachers, and their 30, 35, 40 years of career in teaching. And after 100, 200 years, we say that okay, these are the peaks of excellence who are there. And now it also becomes responsibility for all of us to go into those shoes, the so-called peaks of excellence, and also handhold the other institutions. So, in that way, I think this program has been a great success, where we have done another journey of collaboration with all of you, and we wish to, as our principal sir said, that yes, we will be wishing that how we can take it further and take this mission further. I'm also very, very thankful to the entire resource person team, and especially starting from Professor A.K. Bakshi, who is chairman of our center, and he is the visionary leader who keeps on guiding about all these programs, and he has been really very helpful in organizing this event also from our, and also to give the excellent keynote address. I'm also very thankful to Professor Ved Prakash, former chairman UGC, who is also now guiding and mentoring us, to have given his address as chief guest in the inaugural. And also, along with other resource person, we had another guest of eminence in this, Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Vice Chancellor, MG University, Kottayam. So I pay my gratitude to all of them for being a part of this program. So right from inaugural and then followed by various technical sessions with various personalities, I think all of them have shared their experience and what they have been contributing, and how they will like the innovative practices to be there, used by all of you, and to reach to that academic excellence. And excellence is, I think, it is not a target that we can ever reach. Excellence will always keep on shifting its target. So we always have to keep on moving towards that and keep on innovating. And yes, in my own expert area, because higher education is a big topic and all of us being important stakeholder, but as principal sir also said, that as our team has contributed uh, in this effort towards how technology can be integrated, what I can say and request from all of you, dear colleagues, as participant, is that technologies also will keep on coming and going. Now it is about us, how we have to very positively take them. So for that we have to be aware, keep on learning, and then keep on innovating the way that how in theory or practical we can then integrate the resources which are generated by other teachers in our classroom. We can also contribute to create the digital resources, and as well as come out with newer pedagogies. And corona is almost at the verge of going away, and we wish that we get rid of this very speedily. But I think the lessons that we have learned in this corona time, where as teachers we have gone away with the fear of embracing technologies, we should not go back to the pre-COVID time, where we are again back on our chalk and duster. We should be very healthily integrating these. And then in National Education Policy 2020, the 40% and 60% online offline is being talked about, it does not mean that you simply say online means that students are doing without the teachers. So the models have to come where the teachers are hand holding in online mode, where they can cater to more number and they can reach to those students who otherwise cannot take part in that particular premier institution. And we can also bring the flavors. So the expertise which is there in Kerala, why not a Delhi University student also get? And similarly, the expertise with Delhi University is having, why not a Kerala student is having? And similarly, we have to do the handholding. So right as mentioned by Dr. Jaswinder Singh also, that the choice-based credit system, when it was evolved, we were thinking of giving choices, but because of the physical barriers, the classroom scenarios, the student teacher ratio, we could not actually give us the options. So with this 40% coming now, can we think very positively? It should not be that we reduce the workload, rather it should be used in increasing the gross enrollment ratio and also bringing those options for the students which the education system is deprived of because of this technical part not being integrated in a very welcome way. And now I think we all as teachers are really ready to have this integration. So we should come out with newer models, and that is what the innovative practices which will be really in place and which can. So the idea is to enhance the quality of the education system. The idea is how we can make our learners good Indian citizens having moral Indian values, but yet prepared to work in the global force, because global workforce is also now work from home. So there are so many aspects which can be, why not a student sitting here can take a job in any place now. And so are we able to prepare our students is another dimension. So I request all my colleagues, continue this journey. So this is not a valedictory, but I will say it's a new continued association we are offering to you. And please join our hands and take our country to greater heights. So that's what. And I once again, at the end, I will like to convey my regards to the entire team from this very prestigious college, Bishop Abraham Memorial College, and congratulate them for completing this. And all the coordinators, especially Dr. Rani, you have been very active in coordinating with me, and so congratulations and thanks. And all the other esteemed personalities from our team, Dr. Jaswinder Singh, Professor A.K. Bakshi, Professor Ved Prakash, and I also convey my thanks to Ministry of Education for giving us this very prestigious center, and also to my technical team who will be looking after your certificate and other things also. So good wishes to all of you. Let's keep on meeting at various platforms. So it's not a bye, it's like see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your nice words. Definitely, this will help us to come out with flying colors. Now, I request the coordinator, Mr. N. Matthews, to give a brief report on the sessions we had so far.
Good evening, all. This 2-week online faculty development program, Innovative Practices for Academic Excellence, was conducted from 18th to 30th January 2021. The inauguration of the program was done by Professor Dr. Ved Prakash, a former chairman of UGC, on 18th. And the inaugural session was followed by the first session of the program, Achieving Academic Excellence in India in the 21st Century, Opportunities and Challenges, by Professor Dr. A.K. Bakshi, Vice Chancellor, PDN University, Haryana, and Chairman, Black DLC of MHR. Next day, on the second day, first session was on National Education Policy 2020 and overview. It was handled by Dr. T.C. Thankachan, Principal and Associate Professor in Education, St. Thomas College of Teacher Education, Pala, Kottayam, and he discussed National Education Policy in the view of an educator. and the session was followed by session on research for academic excellence by Dr. Sabru Thomas, Vice Chancellor of NG University, Business Career Forum. On the third day, first session was led by Dr. Imar Project Head and Joint Director GAT GMC. And the session was on ICT and empowerment pedagogy and tools for teaching learning in higher education. And the second session education by Dr. M.G. Sediraman, Professor of Chemistry and Director R&D, the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Tamil Nadu. Next day, 21st January 2021, there are two sessions, and both the sessions were handled by Dr. Geeta Gopala, a NAAC team member and faculty in Department of Education and Education Technology, Hyderabad Central University, and she detailed about the outcome-based education and explained in detail the importance of outcome-based education. And on the following day, 22nd January 2021, first session was handled by Dr. Cherian P. Kuര്യൻ, Vice Principal, Marine International Institute of Management, Kuttikaram, Kerala. And the session was on curriculum design. He discussed with the participants various aspects of designing curriculum in higher education stream. And his session was followed by a session on open educational resources by Dr. Mary Vinita Thomas, Assistant Professor in Education, School of Education, Central University of Kerala, Kasaragod. On 23rd January 2021, first session was on e-content development and assessment tools by Dr. K.S. Sajan, Assistant Professor of Education, NSS Training College, Kerala. He explained about various online and electronic assessment tools which can be used for teaching learning evaluation and various tools for developing e-contents like video lectures and all. And the second session was on Moodle, where the research person Dr. Rakesh Chandran SD, Assistant Professor in Physics, SD College, Kerala, and the session went on like an hands-on session where the participants and the resource person simultaneously created their own Moodle sites on Phenomenal site, and the same was given as assignment. And the Moodle session was followed on Monday, 25th January 2020. Moodle session, there are two Moodle sessions, one on 24th January and one on 25th January. During the two sessions, all the participants were given hands-on training in creating a Moodle website and for registering, starting their courses, registering their their students, enrolling students, and giving assignments and conducting various activities through a Moodle course. The second session on 25th January was on yoga for management by Sri Kumar Ji, Director, Public Relations Officer of Mahatma Gandhi University, College, where he gave the message that wellness is important than happiness. On 26th January, the whole day was dedicated for submission of project and assignment. There were two projects, one on outcome-based education and one on OER, where participants prepared an open education resource in their respective fields and prepared a out-based education-based syllabus on a module of their topic. Next day, 27th January 2021, there were two sessions. First session was on Introduction to Intellectual Property Rights by Dr. Grace Thomas, Assistant Professor in Chemistry, Snicket College, Tevara, Kerala. And the second session was on Copyright and Related Rights by Ms. Ammu Bridget, LLM, Associate at Media and Technology Laws Practicing at Issues House of Corporate and IPR Laws, Chennai. Through both these sessions, various aspects on copyright and other aspects of publishing and were discussed. And the last day, the 10th day of program, 28th January 2021, there were two sessions on research and publication ethics by Mr. Jasimuddin S., librarian, St. Stephen's College, Uluru, Kottayam, where he explained about the various aspects that must be kept in mind while publishing the various works, academic works and other works by the academicians and other participants. 29th January was dedicated for assessment test, where all participants took part in an MCQ assessment test, and all the course content of this program was shared with the participants through our BA portal for online education and Moodle site dedicated for online education, and all the assignments, projects and test papers were all conducted through this platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Ansar. Now it's the time for the valuable comments from the participants. We are eagerly waiting for the comments and advices because it will definitely help us to rectify our mistakes in our next endeavor. So participants, please unmute yourself and it's time for your comments.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Parvinder Kaur from Delhi University. I'm from Swami Shraddhanand College from Delhi University, and I found the FDP program really helpful. The resource persons were very knowledgeable and they gave very nice presentations and many aspects that we understood, but there was more clarity on those topics. For example, like how the curriculum is prepared, or even the concept of plagiarism, NEP 2020, all these things. So I am really thankful to your team for providing such good resource persons and bringing more clarity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
One just small feedback. Next time, we would prefer if there is something else than Teams, because Teams is a very heavy software. It was very difficult to handle it. So if something else would be much more helpful next time you plan something. Thank you.
We'll try, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. I am Dr. Kalpana Singh and I am calling from Madhav Science PG College, Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. Ma'am, I just want to say that I just want to congratulate you for a very successful and a very good FDP which you have provided us. So it was really a very nice experience. And the most I liked was that we could learn about outcome-based education, that how we can design the learning outcomes, program outcomes, and course outcomes. Actually, we are going through our NEC preparations, so it helped us a lot. So I am thankful to you that you could bring in such resource persons to us, so that we can be benefited. And the Moodle's session which was there, we could just design the Moodle courses for our college and for ourselves. So it was a very nice presentation. And I would just request you to please provide this type of hand holding to us, so that in the future also we can be benefited by the extreme, I can say, the knowledge which is being imparted by you. Thank you very much, madam, for providing all these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dr. Leon Prashant from Samorans Guruvayurappan College. The class regarding the FTP program, the class are really good. And also I like to point out one more thing, the response. Like if I have any queries or any clarifications required or any help regarding the documentation, like the relieving letter from my college or anything, when I contact the organizers, your response was really good, swift and really helpful. So thank you. And also the classes are really good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. I am Preeta Nair from Department of Archaeology, University of Kerala. The last 2 weeks provided memorable events to me. Many of the classes were not only useful, but impart brilliant ideas in different aspects of academic pursuits, especially the creation and the design of the Moodle. I can honestly say that I got very much benefited by the course. I thank all the organizers for providing such an opportunity and all the resource persons who kept the evening vibrant by their academic presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, madam. I'm Sam Rajan from CMS College, Kottayam. In my opinion, the course was very useful. We got a lot of new ideas, which will really help us to train our students to have a global competency. The first class itself, I remember the challenges and opportunities in to obtain the academic excellence by Dr. Bakshi sir. There onwards, we got a wonderful a series of good topics. Though from the very beginning of the first beginning of the last year onwards, we were got a lot of opportunity to attend to the many courses. But at the same time, I would say that this courses was very effective in the sense that it gave a lot of new ideas, gave us the opportunity to polish our ideas. So as some of the participants point out, the thing is that we got good responses from the organizers. The evaluation procedures, all these things are very flexible. We got the videos, videos both in the Moodle platform as well as in our WhatsApp group to update the ideas. At the same time, the feedback forms and the quizzes, these were all were updated regularly. All that transactions is very that requires a lot of work. You people manage it very beautifully. I would take this opportunity to congratulate all the teams of BAM. Also, I would like to extend my gratitude to the principal Biju sir, the coordinator Engs Matthew sir, and also the convener Rani madam. And also, I would like to extend my gratitude to the GARD TLC team for providing us this wonderful opportunity to enrich ourselves to contribute to the national development. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, ma'am. This is Dr. Lakshna Mahajan from Swami Shraddhanand College, Delhi University, ma'am. And it was a great faculty development program which we attended, and everything went so smoothly and we learned a lot. So I take this opportunity to thank you and congratulate you for this excellent FDP. The things were so smooth and they were very easy for us to handle. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Esteemed Chief Guest, Manager, Principal, and my dear colleagues, I am Dr. Father Thomas Joseph, Vice Principal from Assumption College, Changanasheri, Kerala. Every seminar and workshop will open up our mind and kindle the flame of knowledge. Yes, this workshop enriched the horizon of our knowledge. The sessions we had were very deeply inspiring, motivational, and stimulating. I am sure that we all are benefited greatly from this workshop. With so much joy and pride, I express my profound gratitude. And I should also remember with warmth and gratitude the hard work, genuine involvement, and unconditional support of IQSC members of Thuruthikad College, especially Rani ma'am and Jens Matthew sir, organizers, for conducting this workshop successfully. On behalf of all who participated, I extend my sincere thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, everyone. And maybe if someone of you will like to mention what all you need to learn, which can help us design our future programs as well. So if someone will like to throw light on that, what you will, we keep on doing from our end, but then it will help us design more programs.
Ma'am, maybe something how to create SWAYAM courses.
Okay, so MOOCs detail.
Yes, ma'am. Starting from everything, how to apply for it, and then how the videos and audios, like the throughout step-by-step guide. That would be very helpful because you are very experienced. So you are the best guide over here at the moment.
I'm seriously thinking that there are queries coming, but it will take maybe a 1 or 2 month course type of thing, for because it cannot be done in 1 week. I hope you will appreciate. And anyone who is learning, they also need time to put up the efforts and come out with more issues and problems. But yes, crisply, we had done one course on how to on MOOCs and e-content development initially. Maybe I can do a repeat for that, where we go into in-depth of 4 quadrant and how you design it, how you structure the MOOCs in week-wise, and then yes, the policy keep on changing, but how you can apply for the MOOCs and all. But in NEP 2020, let me tell you, there will be more possibilities of creating these online courses, and let's see how these things unfold. But yes, one thing I would like to add, MOOCs, it's not just about the Moodle or any LMS platform to be uploaded. You need to know the technical thing, but then from your subject, it should be what quality you can offer, because otherwise it's like so many MOOCs are there. If they are not good, no takers will be there. So we don't want to replicate a system which is just like a open distance education with self-learning material, and now you have MOOCs. No, the quality will not be. So that's why I think the role of teacher in preparing the quality content is also very, very important. And we have to be more creative and innovative around these things as well. Fine. But yes, surely your point taken. Maybe very soon we will be considering 1 week FDP in MOOCs. Fine.
And ma'am, preferably online evening mode, so we can easily do it with the colleges.
Yeah, let me make it clear. I am also a working teacher, so I have my classes scheduled in the morning, and then in the evenings we do programs.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, right. So this flexible mode, I think it is beneficial to all, because otherwise taking 1 week or 2 weeks out of our family and the other professional commitments, it really becomes difficult. And same for resource persons also. Many, because from 2016 we have been doing some seminars at various universities we have been going, but we always used to prefer those areas which are very close to the airports, so that we don't have to travel so much into the interiors. But then now the technology has taken us also to reach each and every nook and corner. And yes, we will like to take this opportunity to create more bandwidth.
And it is
So
very
much.
easy to get the resource persons also.
Yeah, it is easy for getting there, and there's no like delay factor. And resource persons also, they can say yes to many programs, because so they can do their other commitments and as well as evening. In evenings, I've seen also many senior persons who are having their other professional commitments. They also have time as compared to the morning timings. So that's how it goes. Initially, we had also done some programs where we had conducted only on Saturday, Sunday. But then there were like many who are saying that no, please don't do it on Sundays. So there are all the views. So we keep on looking at different options. So we are open to. But yes, this 3 to 6 timing is what I find is very convenient for everyone. I'll just show this slide where you can also approach us for the collaborative program. And so please, you can mail your interest to these email IDs, and maybe put CC to my personal email ID, which is just my name, vimalrar@gmail.com. Easy to remember. My second name is slightly difficult to remember, but you can take the help from brochure, and that's okay. So this is how it goes. And then you all should join our Telegram link, because WhatsApp has limitation of not more than 2. So initially we had many groups, it was difficult to handle, and now we have this Telegram group where we post all of our programs, whether individual ones or collaborative. And my request that look into the details what all programs are there. But if it is only JID TLC brand, even if you don't look into the detail, you know what is going to be. We put up the pointers and also go into all those details. And any query, you can approach our WhatsApp number. Please, humble request, no calls. That's how I will say. So be connected. So Dr. Rani, I think we can proceed further. Many in this, yeah, Dr. Rani, I think we should have applause for her. She has been coordinating very well. And
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I know how much effort it takes to conduct a program, and that's why we are looking for collaboration, so that it's not only on us. We all take and share these responsibilities and help our community and education system on the whole to improve. And yes, above all is our nation. And
So
please wait for some more time for certificates, because there will be 2-level evaluation, one done by Dr. Rani's team and other by us. So that's how it goes. So give us some time, have patience. But we will be generating the provisional certificates very soon. That will be given to you.
Let me invite Mr. N.S. Matthews, the coordinator of this program, for a vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Colleagues and partners. Last is our 2-week faculty development program, and it was a nice journey for 2 weeks with all of you. And while we were discussing about designing this program, we were mainly concerned about 3 aspects. First one about the current scenario of education and opportunities in future, and second aspect was the technology in education, how to use technology in education, and which was very relevant in the current scenario. And the third aspect that we considered was research and publication. I hope all the sessions were very useful, and it was a nice learning journey for us also. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Jaswinder Singh, Director of GATTLC, for delivering the validity message and for leading Institute GATTLC, which gave us this opportunity. Hope that your proposals for collaboration, we can move that forward and have many other programs together in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Biju T. George, our principal, for presiding over this function. He is a constant source of inspiration and support for all of us. Thank you, sir. I also express my gratitude to Dr. Vinada, Joint Director, GATTLC. It was her support and guidance which enabled us to conduct this program. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. It was a really good learning experience for all of us here at the Today is really a proud day for me. I wholeheartedly thank all those who helped me in my journey in publishing the book on instrumentation. A special thanks to Dr. Alex George, my academic friend. As a matter of fact, he is a participant in this program also, and all my colleagues and family who supported me. Though thanks to all the distinguished guests who joined us during this program and resources who handled various sessions during the last 2 weeks. I thank all the organizing committee members, colleagues at BAM College, team at GATTLC, and the technical team at BAM College for all the support they have given me in conducting this program. A special thanks due to the team that edited all the videos and actually all the disturbances in the live video were removed and it was presented to the participants for the easy viewing. Thank you for all the team members. I also thank all the participants for their active participation in the program. It is your enthusiasm and wholehearted support that makes this program a success. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Now it's time for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आश मागे ताहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Once again, thanks to all the participants. Thank you, Vimal ma'am.
Thank you so much, and bye bye. See you.